I think SoD is best as just a pure chaos test server. Like just
Yeah.
test everything for Classic Plus and make Classic Plus amazing from our us being your guinea pigs. And while having fun doing it, at least I have a lot of fun doing it.
I know you took a look at the dev interviews as well. One thing that I think was a really good statement by Agren is when he said, as much as testing what works is very important, we also gotta test what doesn't work. I think they are listening. So, I will complain about
Absolutely.
stuff Agren does all the time. That's kind of my thing. But at the end of the day, I am so happy we got him and not like Eon or something. Oh god, this is so much better.
Yes, I think SoD is a massive success, especially if it's the precursor to Classic Plus. Like, anytime you get millions and millions of people to come play a game, right? Like, so many people tried SoD in phase one.
They are
They
clearly
might
doing
not have
something
stuck
right.
around. Yeah, exactly. And they didn't even have to say it was Classic Plus. They're saying it's Classic with some changes. It's Discovery. You're gonna get new stuff, but it's not as far as Classic Plus. And that's like it gives people hope. It gives people the idea that we're moving towards something awesome. Sincerely think if they actually announce like Karazhan Crypts as a new raid or a new Scarlet raid after an Axe, I think they'll actually like break the classic server. Like I think it'll SoD will become the most popular version of WoW. There'll be that many people that want to try it and come back and go hard.
Absolutely. I mean, like, people still go for Classic Era. It's dying, by the way. I checked the population the other day. The whole Deviant Delight thing is go like half the population now from like 2 weeks ago. But, like, if you're
Yeah,
from
they
Blizzard's
hit max level.
yep, they hit max level. They did Molten Core once, and they were like, oh, it's still vanilla. Well, I'm gonna go home. That's what happens that's what used to happen in private servers all the time. It was like a huge meme. I don't know if you come from private servers. I came from private servers into WoW before Classic. But the whole meme was like, you will clear Molten Core on week one, and it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Time to wait for next fresh, guys.
Yeah, yeah. I was in college and just living up life and partying and stuff before Classic came out. Like literally I
Damn.
graduated, then Classic came out and COVID. Like it was just like graduated and bam, everything the world gets flipped upside down.
Perfect alignment right there, if I may say so myself.
Yeah, it worked out really well for me.
I got a
But,
similar situation, except I was still in college, and that's how I'm not an engineer now.
there you go. Hey, you just tell people you are. They'll believe you.
Oh, yeah. At least we had a YouTube
Just
game going on. But yeah, like, I mean, like, if you look at, like, from Blizzard's perspective, if you look at the numbers that so at least in phase one, because what phase one told us is like, they told them Classic Plus is coming, and like so many people came in to be just willing to try it out. What was the peak? Like 500,000 raiders in a lockout or something insane like that? I think it was even more than that.
yeah. Yeah, it peaked at about 528,000, I think. That's off of memory from all the comparing the by the numbers videos. But
That's more than a
yeah,
retail expansion. Way more.
yeah, that counts alts though. That's a big thing. Like you could go 1 to
Yeah.
25. For example, like some of those weeks I was 8 because my guild was nutty. I was trying to, love BFD a lot and just play every class really. I made them all for the rune videos. Now they all sit in Silithus and just print me Mooncloth and Cured Rugged Hide. But
Well, they are contributing to the cost and stuff. Do you think the whole
exactly.
approach of phase 3 and 4 of like making ults a lot harder to play, do you think it's worth it?
At the end of the day, I think it's even if like yes, phase one was very alt friendly, the XP buff is insane. Like if you want an alt, it is not too much of an investment. People are complaining about runes and stuff, but I feel like if you just give them those things, like they've made ample changes to make them easier. The only one that, or like, there's a few that I would change, like Dark Riders, because that one was like the phase two epic rune where you go out on a big journey and you kill all those. That could be account bound, something like that. Especially if we saw like the Oni neck be account bound as well. I'd like them to sort of make that happen. They fixed the reputation with Emerald Wardens. You don't have to focus that when you're before your max level and just be completely gated from your rune.
That was so
There's just
stupid. My friend of mine had that problem. He was leveling an ult, he got to level 54, and he couldn't get his rune. And it was like a super
Yeah,
important
yeah.
rune. He couldn't skip it.
That was a big oversight by them. I mean, they did have the system for the gathering stuff in there, but people monopolized that and made it really big. But I made a few videos about it. I know Agron watches some of my videos at least, and it got changed, so that's good. And I do like that they're quick and they hear us, right? Like if they mess up, they learn from their mistakes and they're pretty quick with them. If you look at like classic and retail, even like some of these changes to the game that are just completely utterly game breaking, they take a few weeks to get changed, and maybe even a month or two, and they're pretty quick with it at SoD.
Yeah, you know the whole meme of like they will only fix a bug in a raid if it happens on the Mythic Plus Championship. It's true
Yep,
though.
exactly.
Like
It's
that's
so
when
true. And then
retail
we
is
have
like
Agron
so
here.
worse managed.
Yeah, and we have Agrand here who watches creators' videos. He is on the forums. He has a public Twitter that anyone can DM him on. Like he's listening to us and he's like, "Yep, you know what? We messed up there. We're gonna fix it." And I think that is truly amazing. And I haven't seen a dev anywhere in any game be that open to fixing or changing their game. Especially because like most devs treat games sort of like their children's, a kind of, especially if they build it from the ground up. They're like, no, I know best. I'm doing it the correct way. And it's just really awesome to see here in SoD.
That's the big one. Like he's always willing to own it because how many expansions like was Ion Hasicostas arguing for keeping Titan Forcing in the game? Like through Titan Nail, when like all the polls showed that like 90% of the player base hated it, and it was like absolutely obvious it wasn't working, and he just stuck by it for like 3 expansions.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
think he
number
was
one
in
thing.
from like WAD to like BFA. I think they moved
Oh,
it in
awful,
BFA.
awful.
Like just
It took him
10
like
years
killing the
almost.
game with that expansion to accept, well, maybe all the 90% of the players are right.
Yeah,
You know, it's like his personal
it's
kingdom. That I don't get that vibe from Agrend at all. I don't think he treats this as his personal playground.
Yeah, not at all. It's clear how much the devs care about WoW and SoD and the classic project, and actually like they actually get in there and play the game. And you can tell they play the game just by some of the like weird changes they make. You're like, why would anyone care about this change? This change is so small and minute. Well, probably one of the devs was playing it, saw it happen, and was like, yeah, we're gonna fix that.
Yeah, I mean, like that was like one thing. You remember the carnage that was Black Rock Mountain the first week before they put like the debuff that you rest faster and stuff like that. And
I don't know. I don't know if there was any carnage there. I was
we,
for it on
yeah,
Crusader
yeah,
Strike.
yeah.
We
We played
we
Crusader Strike. We play horde. That was the whole
yeah,
joke.
yeah.
And
It was our
like
mountain. I could just walk through there. I was completely fine.
it was PVE for me too. But like,
Yeah.
but I kept saying, guys, don't worry. Agren plays Alliance. He's gonna see it very soon. And a week later,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
changed it.
And that's stuff where like they learn from mistakes or from the past. I definitely think they should have had it in from the beginning. Like they did, even STV when it launched in phase two had those same exact problems. And it's like you have the fix there, like why not just put it in there from the beginning? Like you know the fix, you have the fix, you already did the fix earlier in Season of Discovery, put it in there. And but sometimes they learned within a week at least and got it in there, but a lot of pain and suffering for it.
I think the main problem is that they do not put it on the PTR. They don't want to put the new raids and events on the PTR. And to an extent, I get it. I guess it helps for hype and stuff like that. But like, there is not the same. Even if they want to test it, and I am pretty sure they did not test. They do not test a lot of stuff. But even if you get like 10 Blizzard employees to test it, it's not the same as having 100 freaking people in there. You know, if you don't put it on the
Yep.
PTR, it's the same as not testing it at all for some of these things. So I can totally see how they didn't see it coming.
They should let us test it
Yeah.
everything. Like one, it builds hype. Like it builds hype, and two, if any other game like classic players, they know how to break this game any like as hard as possible. Like any exploit, anything to get ahead, any like super min-maxy thing that they can do, they will do it. And devs can go at those games with like the best intentions, be like, "Oh, this is how I would play it. It won't be that bad." And then people have to take like 2 hours to go from the entering the mountain to get to BRD and stuff, and it's just like, yep, well, that's PvP horde for you.
Yeah, I remember him saying something like, "I think it's gonna take like 2 or 3 days for like the top guilds to clear hit level 3," and he was like, "They just stayed up for 8 hours and they did." I mean, it's really
Yeah,
hard
I
to see it
watched.
coming.
Yeah, for sure. I watched the it was crazy what Noda did with the trinkets, and they found like some of the eruption mobs gave rep the entire time, so they sat there for 50 hours, farmed those mobs, and got exalted to drop all the trinkets. It is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, can you expect the poor men to expect people to farm Crusader orbs from like a single guy that is in Eastern Plaguelands? There is like a race of 300 people, and people were gonna spend 20,000 gold for a single Crusader enchant. Like, oh my god, what is happening
Let
with
them
these
cook.
people anymore?
Yeah, let them do it. Like,
Jeez.
I see nothing wrong with that, honestly. I think they should have kept it because it would give people something to do in Phase 3. Could you imagine the wars that would happen over that mob? Sure, Crusader's a little OP early, but I think realistically only like two people got it on our server and had it the entire time.
Honestly, as
And I
soon as
think,
they took it out of Warcraft logs, I was like, why do you care? You know, like you cannot cheese the parses with
yep,
it, so it's the
exactly.
same.
And then that happened. Like any amount of cheese that they do for as far as how people rank stuff, it just gets taken out. It gets excluded. Like people wanted to exclude the the Yetis from the Christmas event because people are using those in BFD for fun. Like it's just anything to get ahead. That's definitely how people play Classic now.
That was the best part about griefing people. You know, you'll pull out and everybody's parses will be gone. That happened so many times.
We were doing Heroic Lich King back about sheesh about a year now ago when that launched it with my Wrath guild that I played with from Classic MC all the way through. And one dude literally cleared BFD to like help a friend get something. I don't know why he cleared it, but he had the 10 frost power debuff, and even in Wrath he invalidated our logs like 4 years later, and people got so pissed at him for it.
We got a guy that got G kicked actually because of that. Because like in that case, that guy did it on purpose. He was like, "I gotta be done with the raid quick, guys. I don't care." You know, and he pulled it. And he was like, "I hate parses," and oh, people got so mad. I think I would have got a 99 that day too, so I was a little upset. That was like my best parsing phase out of them all. You know, that was like when Lacerate was super busted and you could just lacerate like all the Nagas at the same time with the boss and it would count.
It's crazy how people break the game for parsing. Like it actually blows my mind just to see how far and how hard and then Warcraft logs and that constant battle against them. Like they're just always there trying to change it, and they're like, "No, this isn't fine." Like you can pat on those fights because you're supposed to kill the ads, but here you can ignore them nowadays. So yeah, that doesn't count. That's invalidated damage. It's just hilarious to me to watch how hard they go and how much they sort of change that battle all the time.
You know, it's crazy how much power they wield in shaping the meta with their decisions. I got like a huge problem with it in Cataclysm because they made it so the damage on the ads doesn't count even though you're supposed to freaking kill the ads. So if you're in a pug, not in an organized raid, people are gonna literally wipe because they will not kill the ads. I was just raging the whole
Yeah.
time. And in some fights, it's like a lot of the fight killing the ads. It's not like a two global sting and they are gone. So I don't know. I don't agree with all of their decisions, but at least they are trying to stop the cheeses.
Yeah, I leveled a guy to 85 in Kata, but Kata's where I kind of started as a kid back originally. So like I've pretty much have come full circle now, and we played every expansion for a while. So like I was like, I don't really want to do Kata again. Most of my guild, like half of them went forward, half of them quit, and so it was like I've been raiding with these guys for 5 years, and now they're just sort of gone, and it's like, damn, like what do we do now? And then SoD came out, so I got my answer.
Yeah, SoD made so many people come back. I don't know, like compared with Season of Mastery, I don't think I know a single person that plays Season of Mastery, honestly.
I made a character, but it was just too fresh for me. We were in the heat of TBC. I think they literally launched it like the week or
Yeah.
second week into TBC raiding. Like people were doing Gruul and Mag and those raids, and it was just like this just like I don't want to go back to Classic already. I'm having fun in TBC. I love TBC. It's actually probably my favorite expansion of all of
Same.
them. I love the grind. Everything it had a great balance of like annoyance to like class balance. Like you don't have to do all the annoying things to be great at your class. And like the buffs were there. Like every class sort of had an identity, and it just felt really great. And the raids actually provided some challenge. I wish we were in a good state of WoW where we could ask for TBC servers, but like doing that would be so bad. We already have six different versions of WoW, so adding a seventh at this time, I just do not think would be a good idea.
Honestly, that's what happened with EverQuest. I don't know if you ever checked out like the whole their version of classic EverQuest that they got, but they got like 16 versions of the game at once because those guys release an expansion every year, and they've been out since like 1999, man. And I look at myself in the future, and it's like, what is gonna happen after Classic, Cataclysm Classic and stuff? Like, are we gonna get Pandaria Classic? Are we gonna get something else like seasonal plus era? It's gonna be like a nightmare. We're fighting over like a smaller and smaller population over time in every server, even if the overall people are the same amount. Is
Yeah, my this is a little tinfoil hat theory here, but I this would be my perfect idea of the classic project is SoD and Cataclysm in early 2025, at least from their timelines that they're supposed to. War Within will be well out, and people will probably be getting bored of it. And they have a historic potential to launch Classic Plus then, let Kata die, let Era die, if I mean it's pretty much already dead. Let
yeah.
Era die, let all the other forms of Classic die. You can keep Hardcore because that's a super niche, small, different way to play the game. I see nothing wrong with that. Or even throw Hardcore as a mode in Classic Plus as well.
Or just
And just have
merge
two
like the
WoWs.
servers.
Yep, just have two WoWs of Retail WoW and Classic Plus, and just let them go. And that brings all the people into one population. The timelines line up, and to replay MOP, they've already tested it with the retail system of the remixes. So like MOP remix, they can do WAD remix, they can just do remixes of all those within the retail client, so people can go back and experience those expansions. I've said
It's
that a
such a
few
smart.
times in a few of my videos, but it just all lines up, and I think they are sitting on an untapped gold mine with Classic Plus. Like it is such a beautiful idea, and you don't have to do much. Like you could literally just release Classic WoW 1 to 60 fresh for the first 6 months, let people play through all that content, and then be like, here's the new stuff. Give them some things from SOM, give them some things from SOD, so it's newish to people, and you're good to go.
You just spice it up every 2 years, and like it's sustainable like indefinitely, you know? Because like what are we gonna get, Warlords of Draenor Classic in like 3 years? Is that what we're gonna be doing? I don't think it's gonna like this aside from that, like, you know, at some point they are gonna catch up with retail anyway, because the classic expansions are like a half as long. So we're not even that far away from that happening if we keep this pace. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
they're turboing Kata. Like they said, Kata is going to be all
So
Kata, but it's
fast.
going to be in like a year. Like it's like, yeah, Kata took like 2.5 years originally, but now it's just going to take a year. Good luck. Which tells me they have a plan. Like there's a reason for expediting it more than any of the others. Because like Wrath took like a year and a half, TBC took a year and a half, and Kata, they're like, we're launching that thing full speed.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just found the money glitch with Season of Discovery, and they want to double up on it. Like 500,000 and something raiders, yeah, like you're saying, there was a bunch of faults. It could be less, it could be more. But at the end of the day, if you look at that number, like from Blizzard's perspective, you want to do that thing every freaking year at that point. Like, that's as big as an
Yeah.
expansion. Like, just compare how much it costs to make like a single WoW expansion, and just what it costed to make Season of Discovery. They got like 20 people on the team, man. I think
Yeah,
I think
like
they know.
give them the art team. Like, let the art team cook with them.
Oh
Like
yes.
they got that big Microsoft money now. Let them cook, please. I think they know, like they played the game, they know the storylines, like they know what to do. Private servers have literally done it for them. Like in 20 years, we've had Classic. Like there are so many ideas and so many things that have been executed so well, and they're just out there that are like you literally just got to manifest them and know why people love Classic. If you can answer that question, then you can pretty much make anything work.
Yeah, I don't know if you like heard about it, but like the whole concept of SoD being like level 25 raids and level 40 raids and so on, that was an idea that came from a server called Chromicraft. Like it wasn't even that long ago. I think it was 4 years ago that they came up with that idea. It's very clear, even if they will never admit to it, that they are taking a look at like the Classic Pros private servers and taking their ideas, like the bed, you know, the camping bed that you can drop and you get arrested. That's an idea they got
Yeah.
from Turtle Wow. That's another private server. They are taking
Oh,
ideas
that's
from there
awesome.
all the time. I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, I see nothing wrong with it. It might as well implement them. They've been good. They've been awesome, and going to get that stuff, like, what's, I don't see any problem with it. They're stealing Blizzard's,
Oh,
WoW,
for
so,
sure, for
if
sure.
you, let them steal your ideas and implementations.
The things I got to
I
see,
wish they could
man,
be more civil with it. Yeah,
the things I got to see from private servers, like I always say, there is no place that you can play WoW that isn't evil anymore. But private servers, they are shady as all hell. You got no idea how much money those people make. My heart doesn't bleed for them at all.